Hello, my name is Meredith Aby-Keirstead, and I'm the Gifted and Talented Coordinator for the high schools for Bloomington Public Schools. I want to talk to you tonight about what type of AP and honors courses we have for our students at Jefferson High School that they could register for 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. And I hope that this will be helpful for you for your registering for your student. And if not, at the end, I have the email addresses for your student's counselor as well as for myself so that you could ask us follow-up questions. Jefferson High School has a wide variety of challenging course options. We want our students to be ready for college. We want our students to be ready for the next stage of their life. We want students to learn something new every day. So in this effort, we offer honors courses, AP courses, Project Lead the Way courses, as well as your student could enroll if they're a junior or a senior in post-secondary enrollment options. And I will explain the differences between these types of courses. Honors courses at Jefferson are, first of all, open to any student that wants to self-select into an honors class. However, we encourage students to register for honors classes if they've got the prerequisite reading skills, which is that the student should be reading at grade level or stronger. But the fact of the matter is that it's up to you as a student and as a family to decide whether or not this would be the best course of action for your student. The goal of honors classes is to prepare students to be successful in future AP or advanced placement courses. And ninth grade students don't have to qualify, but also it's important to understand that if your student doesn't take an honors class as a ninth grader, that doesn't mean that they can't take it as a 10th grader. You can choose to opt into the honors class at any time. The differences between an honors level course and the regular ed level course is in the level of rigor, pace, depth, and complexity. So for example, the materials are generally written at a 12th grade level. Students are expected to do higher level work. The level of depth in how you're getting into that topic is going to be different in addition to the level of the reading that you're doing. The level of thinking that you're being asked to do is at a higher level. And so it's important to understand that if you are signing up to take an honors class, you are saying, yes, I want to be pushed at a higher level than my peers, and I understand that I'm going to have to do more work than them, and I'm doing it because I am motivated, and I'm doing it because I want that level of rigor. It's important to understand that honors courses are not weighted, and so the real motivation for students to do this level of work is for their own academic learning. Frequently, a question I get is, well, my student would be able to take honors English, honors social studies, honors physical science, and honors geometry or algebra. Should my student take all 4 of them, or should my student only take 1 or 2 of them? And that question is difficult for me to answer without having met your student. But in general, first off, I would ask, what are your students' areas of passion? If your student really doesn't like reading for pleasure, then Honors English 9 might not be a very good choice for them because they're going to have to read books written at the high school level, like at the 12th grade level, that are more sophisticated than what their peers are going to be reading, and they're going to have to be motivated to do larger chunks of reading on their own. For example, if the student is taking Honors Social Studies 9, which is also placed with AP Human Geography, they're going to have to be able to do, like, for example, instead of reading 1 chapter on Congress, it would be 3 chapters on Congress. And so it's important to understand that that level of depth, that level of investigation is more sophisticated. And for a certain type of student, that would seem fun and interesting. And for another type of student, that would seem like punishment. And it's important to know your kid. Similarly, if you are doing honors geometry, honors algebra 2, the assumption is that you're going to be taking, higher level math classes as opposed to only getting to algebra 2 to meet your graduation requirements. And so you need to ask your student to what degree they want to push themselves, what are they interested in, but also how many extracurriculars are they going to be involved in? Are they playing? Do we think that they're going to be in varsity level sports as a 9th grader? And so really that's sort of a conversation for your family. And if you need more specific insight with that, you could talk to me or your student's counselor. The next level of courses we offer at Jefferson are called AP courses or advanced placement. These courses have all been certified by the College Board, and it means that college professors, as well as experts in the field across the country, have created a curriculum that then we as a school are saying we are teaching that curriculum. We are teaching those college level standards, and then our class gets recognized by the College Board. Your student would then be definitely taking a college level class using a college level textbook and would be exposed to college level thinking, writing, lab type skills throughout the year. At the end of the year, your student would have the opportunity to sit for an AP exam. An AP course's goal is to prepare students for that exam. Students will take the exam in the spring and they earn a score of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And if they earn a 3 or above, they have the potential to earn college credit when they go to college. Students get to self-select into AP courses, and so I think it's important to understand that, even if you didn't, for example, take the 9th grade AP class, you could take the 10th grade AP class, etc. What you might want to do if you're jumping into the AP program is talk to the teacher to see, are there things I should study over the summer so I'm ready to go? All students have the opportunity to earn weighted grades. So this means that if you earn a B in the class, you still get a B on your transcript, but you would also have the opportunity to get a grade bump in terms of the GPA. And the reason why we do this is because we don't want students to have a disincentive to take college classes while they're in high school. We want students to give themselves this level of challenge if that's something would motivate them, and we offer them this grade bump as a reward for doing that. What's important to understand is that these AP classes are all college classes taught to high school students by high school teachers who've all been trained and received, training from the College Board. But not all of these college classes are the same. So, for example, AP Human Geography is a class that is college level, taught with a college level textbook, but it's taught over the whole year. So even though it would normally in college be a semester class, it is being taught over the course of the whole year. So that is a college class, but taught at high school pacing. Whereas classes like World History, AP US History, AP Chemistry, and AP Calculus BC are college pacing at college level. And so we have a mixture of different types of classes that we're offering, but they're all college level classes that students would have the opportunity to earn college level credit for. If your student wants to go to college outside of state, and if your student wants to go to college at a more selective college, one of the benefits of taking an AP course is that colleges understand what a 5, 4, 3 means, whereas they might not know what an A or a B means from a high school that they haven't had a previous student come to them from. We also offer Project Lead the Way classes. Project Lead the Way classes emphasize critical thinking, creativity, innovation, and real-world problem solving. The curriculum is hands-on and project-based. If they earn a class grade of 85%, and pass the course exam with a passing grade of at least 70%, they will earn college credit at a number of Minnesota state colleges and universities. Students who take Project Lead the Way classes will also receive weighted grades. Some of these classes have requirements you have to take in order to get into them, but for example, Intro to Engineering and Design is one that does not have prerequisites for it. When students are juniors and seniors in the state of Minnesota, they can attend college either full-time or part-time at no cost to the student. Students going PSEO will receive both college credit and high school credit. Students who meet certain requirements will be allowed to take PSEO credits, but those are very specific courses that are like more trade-oriented type classes. It's important to understand that the enrollment criteria is not determined by Bloomington Public Schools. It's determined by the college that you are applying to. And so if you want to go PSEO in the spring, you would apply to the institution that you want to go to. If you want to go to the U of M, you have to actually apply earlier than at Normandale. But either way, you want to get that application filled out. You want to work with your counselor so that you can get your transcript and your records sent over to that college. They will then decide whether or not you are accepted and let you know over the summer. And they will have like orientation meetings for students. This is a way for students to get college classes as a high school student and give them exposure to more rigorous courses, this is an excellent option for students who, for example, we don't even offer those classes. Like if you want to take Calc 3, going to Normandale or taking it at the U is an excellent opportunity for you. It is important that students make sure that they're taking courses that fulfill their high school graduation requirements. We don't want you to not graduate on time, and that is why you have to work with your counselor to make sure that you're taking the right classes so that you'll be ready for graduation. It's also important to note that PSEO credits are not weighted, and they may not count towards the Jefferson Honors Diploma. I will talk on a later slide about the Jefferson Honors Diploma, but for some students, this matters a lot, and so you need to think about whether or not getting a weighted grade is important to you. A frequent question I get is, well, what are the benefits of taking AP versus PSEO? So I've designed this chart to try to walk us through that. If you're taking advanced placement classes, you're demonstrating to colleges that you as a student can already do college level work. You have the potential to earn college credit, which can be recognized with AP awards, which can help impress college admissions officers. Their courses are taught by teachers who know how to work with high school students, and you as a parent have access to their grades. We have smaller class sizes for more attention. Like, for example, at a college class, you could have 100 people in a lecture hall, and that's obviously not something that we ever have at Jefferson. AP classes have weighted grades and count towards the honors diploma, and also transportation is provided. If you're a student who goes PSEO, you also get to demonstrate to colleges that you can do college level work. Okay? You can offer classes that we don't even offer at Jefferson, like Calc 3. You get to practice being independent learners before you go off to college. I've had a lot of students tell me that they loved that freedom. I think it's also important to understand that you can earn college credits for free that you can use when you go to college. Some of the negatives are that you, for example, parents can't see your grades. Students love that, but parents don't necessarily. You have to provide your own transportation. And you have two different calendars. So, for example, Jefferson and Bloomington Public Schools and Normandale's and the U's spring breaks don't line up. Normandale starts, generally speaking, a week before we start for BPS. You get different days off. You have different learning systems. They use D2L at Normandale. We don't use D2L for Bloomington Public Schools. You have two email addresses. So there's things for you to think about, like to what degree are you ready to be independent without that level of academic support that we offer at Jefferson? And that answer is something that is different for different students and is something that you should discuss as a family before you apply for PSEO. One of the things that, since I have your attention, I wanted to talk to you about briefly is about the need to start college planning now. I think it's important for you to start thinking about what type of college do you want to go to? Do you want to go to a big college or a small college? A college that's close to home, a college that's far away, a private institution or a public institution. And I think visiting college campuses is really the best way to sort of see which would be a better feel for you and for you to get an idea of, yeah, I could visualize myself in this type of environment. Thinking about where you want to go really helps you consider what type of coursework you're taking now. For example, if you really want to go to school outstate, then maybe taking classes at Normandale is not as useful to you because that might not speak to an out-of-state college the way that an AP score would. Another thing to think about is your college essay. I have a lot of students who don't put enough time and energy on their college essay, and that's something that you should really start working on the summer before your senior year of high school. Frequently, I get asked by students, what type of volunteering and activities should they be doing? What I hear pretty commonly from colleges is they would rather have you be involved in a couple activities or volunteer at one or two places and have substance over, depth over breadth. They would rather have you put in a lot of hours and be in a leadership position and really learn something and really gain some skills from that activity rather than to be involved in 20 activities but not a leader in any of them and to not really commit a lot of time. It's also important to think about summer enrichment opportunities. If you like a college, many colleges have summer learning opportunities, whether or not they're debate camps or creative writing camps or science exploration camps. But many colleges have enrichment opportunities over the summer, and that's a great way for you to figure out whether or not this college would or wouldn't be a good fit for you. I think it's important to register to take the PSAT, the ACT, or the SAT so that you can practice your test taking abilities. If you're a junior, Jefferson will pay for you to take the ACT. If you are a sophomore and you're a good test taker, I recommend taking the PSAT. The PSAT is relatively cheap. It's like $15-20 to take that test. But practicing that test can pay off if you're a good test taker, because that is how you qualify to become a National Merit Scholar, which opens up a lot of dollars for you as a student. However, only your PSAT score taken your junior year will count towards that. One of the benefits of also taking the SAT is that, generally speaking, students do better at either the SAT or the ACT. Since we're paying for you to take the ACT, then maybe you should take the SAT. And then you could compare your scores and then see which you did better on, and then retake the one that you did better on to see if you could get the best potential score. Letters of recommendation are also important to think about. Many students don't think strategically about their letters of recommendation. I can tell you, as a person who receives many letters of recommendation requests, that it is important to not wait to the last minute. A teacher should have plenty of time to work on your letter of recommendation, and it's to your benefit. You want them to do a good job. So I encourage students to ask 2 to 4 weeks before they need their letter of recommendation, so they can make sure that they and their teacher have enough time to work on it and to talk together to make sure that you get a letter that really will help you. The College and Career Center here at JHS is wonderful. Becky Walrick does an outstanding job of helping students navigate how to apply to college, how to look for different jobs, how to apply for scholarships, and so I can't recommend that enough. My colleague, Sean Hildebrandt, has put together this sort of like roadmap that involves all 4 years. It gives you an idea of sort of thinking about your type of planning for thinking through the 4 years. And so I thought I'd share this with you so that you could sort of think through, depending upon which year you're at, what would be the best move for you. Lastly, I want to talk about the Jefferson Honors Diploma. It's designed for students who wish to participate in a comprehensive 4-year advanced academic program, resulting in honors graduation. The coursework that we have is available in all grade levels, and we offer a wide variety of topics and subject matter. If you look at the tiny URL down here, it will get you to a link that will show you which classes have already been pre-approved for qualifying for an honors diploma. I also want to point out that Dimensions Academy classes and UmpTuMp classes at the University of Minnesota also qualify for credits. We are looking for students to have credits from these types of classes, but we also want students to take classes in an elective area, and so we're looking for students to take somewhere between 2 to 6 credits in these types of classes as well. If you're interested in learning more about the Honors Diploma, I encourage you to go to that tiny URL so you can read more about this distinction. We have an online form that students can fill out so they can be considered at graduation for that honor. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Meredith Aby, and I'm the Gifted and Talented Coordinator, but also feel free to reach out to your counselor or to Becky Walrick, whose information I have down below. Lastly, feel free to reach out to your teacher. Ask them, do you think I'm ready to take an AP or an honors class? And I guarantee you that you will be able to have a fruitful conversation to let you know what type of skills you need to work on in order to push yourself to be a rigorous and advanced student. Thank you.